Hi, everybody. We are back at the our post-tournament wrap-up for a couple of events. We had the Nicky Lopez last week, Jerry. We had the Papa Hops, and of course, we had the SSA Class B Playing for Peace National Championship Tournament. So we're going to discuss a little bit of all of that, and we have a special guest today. We got the de facto MVP, Mike Popcorn, and I'm going to butcher his last name, so I'm not even going to go into it. Mike's going to jump into us, into our broadcast in a second. So, first of all, we'll start off real quick. The Nicky Lopez was a very well done tournament. First time out of the gate, Nicky Lopez and the Chicago White Sox put that together. And the softball was pretty good. There were 4 teams that were really head and shoulders above the rest. 2 of them affiliated with the SSA, so that's nice.
I'm not surprised about that either.
Well, Mike Trump put together Team SSA, and they ended up winning the tournament. And then Buddy Bear Car Wash finished tied for 3rd. Phil here at Buddy Bear was a big supporter of ours, so we appreciate the fact that he jumped in to help a good cause out. And Anthony Misek, also known as Noach, put that team together, and they had great success. And Team SSA ended up beating the Hall of Fame team in a 1-run game. And then to top that off, they beat Papa Magoo's by a run. So it was a fun event. Everybody was having a great time. The Chicago White Sox, Nicky Lopez, they did it first class. We'd like to thank Adam Rosenthal, Nicky's agent, for having us be a part of that tournament along with Nicky, and of course our guy, Bobby Lopez, Nicky's father. What a terrific dude. And he made sure that we got to go out there and do the stream and be involved with it. So we appreciate everything, the kindness of the White Sox front office staff. So now we're going to show you a picture of Team SSA, and you can see Nicky Lopez right in the center of the picture, with the Team SSA and the rest of the guys. You can see Popcorn in the blue Dago T there on the right, and we're gonna show you a picture of Popcorn real quick, and we're gonna have a real quick little video, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're going to bring Popcorn in. So let's go ahead and run that video.
And Popcorn goes hard, and he beats Sanchez in right. Popcorn is grinding. Here he comes, Bobble. Popcorn, they're going to send it. Walk-off home run for the title. Popcorn beats Sanchez for a walk-off bottom of the 7th home run. The SSA wins the inaugural Nicky Lopez 16-inch softball classic.
And we're back with our guy Popcorn. You look a little tired, working hard, Mike?
A little bit. A lot of softball too.
Well, that's as softball guys, we can't get away from that. I'm not even playing that field like 10 miles of bad road.
It happens.
So you had a tremendous weekend, or tournament, I should say. You hit 5 triples, you hit the walk-off home run, clearly the MVP for Team SSA, and just give us some insight into how much you enjoyed the weekend and how you performed.
It was a fun weekend. I was actually surprised I got to call up and play there. I wasn't even supposed to play. I got to call maybe Monday because Noach and Pops was supposed to play on the team, and they left. And Trump and PJ, our the other guy, needed players, so Junior called me and said, "Hey, you want to play?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll come." So I left work early to come out there, and I had a hell of a tournament.
You know, it's funny because I tell people all the time, they put together these monster loaded teams, and when you look at the team Mike put together, and I talked a little bit with Mike about this, he wanted to get guys that all knew each other, liked each other, and he was looking for specific guys to do specific things. And that was kind of his theory of it. And I mean, your attitude as a group was fantastic. I kept hearing guys say, why not us? You know, yeah, they got all the major guys. I mean, we had a Menace guy, a Goodwood guy, we had a Los Barachos guys. I mean, you know, it was interesting to see the contrast, but you guys really looked like you were locked in, plugged in, and just really enjoying it.
Oh, we did. It was a bunch of group of guys that we all had fun together. First time for everything. And like everybody else said, the teams that we went up against, if we play them again, they'll probably beat us. We just got lucky. We played hard, and that's all. Just keep playing. It's just proof that anybody's beatable, no matter how stacked a team is.
Well, you really leaned on that home run. I think Anthony in right field was shocked because that ball just didn't want to come down. And, you know, I was joking with Mike that when we got over to the post party, you were still breathing hard.
Yeah. When I hit that ball, I was not stopping. I don't care if they would have held me at third, I was going. I was in the mode of just keep running around the bases and get it over with.
Well, one thing's for sure, you ran hard out of the box, which I always preach, and you never know what's going to happen. And Anthony looked like, and let's face it, that wasn't the best outfield grass, but Anthony had a little problem picking the ball up, and you know, you were chugging, and I don't know, sometimes it's easier to keep running than to try to slam the brakes on.
Yeah, I was not slamming. There's absolutely no way I was stopping.
So, do I need to be your agent and go talk to Brian and Cree about getting you a few more swings, a few more at-bats for Menace?
Oh, I'm playing with Menace. Every year I play with them. And I love the group of Menace guys. And I know we're having a tough year in tournaments, but the Park Leagues is different. But we got to work next week for the play-in, so hopefully we get past that and get into no gloves.
Well, you know, it's interesting, too, because I've watched a few of your games. You guys have lost some tough games. And, you know, when I look at your team, you guys are better than your record. So, you know, I keep waiting for you guys to kind of bust out a little bit and have a little more success. Do you feel like you're working toward that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Every year, every game, we just got to stick together and pick everybody up and just keep hitting the ball.
And you're also, you play a lot of co-ed 14-inch.
Not too much 14-inch. I play once a week, but I do play a lot of 16-inch co-ed.
Okay, well, that's interesting because it seems like every co-ed mushball tournament I go to, I see you out there.
Oh, yeah, I'll put a team in for sure, just to go out there and have fun.
Yeah, that's a sport that seems to be gaining a little momentum. A lot of people are really interested in that, and they're really starting to get attracted to it. I think it's always nice when you can get away from your regular team and just have some fun.
Yeah, it's supposed to be stressful free. Go out there, have a few drinks, play some co-ed softball, and that's it. And work on some swings that you're supposed to be working on for your major teams.
So let's get a little background. What do you do for a living?
I work in a warehouse.
Okay. Doing anything in particular, or?
No, I just drive around a forklift, load trucks and off-load trucks.
Well, you act like that's not important. That's tough work, man.
You get used to it. It's pretty easy.
Okay, so you want to say hello to anybody? You got anybody you want to?
I do want to. I'll give a shout out to Trump and SSA and the other coach for putting a hell of a good team together, and hopefully we could do it next year again.
Okay, and that would be JP, the guy that had the book, and of course JP's everywhere.
Yeah. That was my first time playing with him. It was a great experience with him.
Yeah, I thought they did a terrific job, and you know, I thought the whole SSA team did a great job, and we couldn't have been happier or prouder of you guys.
Me neither. We wouldn't change anything about that lineup we had. It was a really good weekend.
Okay, we're going to be back in a minute, and we're going to bring Jerry Brown back in, and we're going to talk about Papa Hops a little bit, and then after that, we're going to get to the Class B Playing for Peace National Championship. So we're just going to wait for Jerry to settle in, and Jerry's back.
I'm back.
So that was a fun tournament, and then of course the very next day we're out at Papa Hops. And that might have been the best tournament the Hopkins family has put together in their 10 years. I've been out there probably for 7 years live streaming and trying to help them. And, they were 15, 18 deep, wrapped around all areas of the park, center field, right center, left, down the lines. I mean, it was just crazy. And perfect weather, tournament ran smooth like it always does. Big firework display, good cause. They help families going through cancer. They also help suburban Catholic grade schools to be able to go out and get athletic equipment. And they've raised almost $1 million in the last 10 years. So we were just overjoyed with being able to get out there. And of course, the winners were Bagel Boys. And they had a very, very impressive team out there. We'll zoom in a little bit. And they really did a great job. They played hard. They fell behind by 3 runs heading into the bottom of the 7th. And they came back and they walked off an Ignition team that has won that tournament and was pretty loaded as well. So very exciting game. And of course, we'll get to the MVP, which was Nico Garcia. And what a lot of people may not remember is when Mint won the SSA No Glove Class A National Championship tournament, Nico played on the Mint team, and he was the MVP that weekend.
Talk about deja vu, huh?
Yeah, well, Nico is a real good player, and he pops up on occasion, and he tends to play very well. If you want to catch an interview, go back to the championship game. We interviewed him a little bit after that ball game. But again, another great job by Papa Hops. We did post something on the SSA page. They have a pop-up store right now where they're selling merchandise. So if you want to pick up some Papa Hops gear or you didn't get a chance to do it at the tournament, I believe that pop-up store is going to be there until July 28th. So make sure you visit that. Make sure you pick up some gear. It's for a good cause. And I think that would be a real nice thing to do. And it would really help them out. So, excuse me, folks. So we're going to head now and show you the little graphic about the sponsors that we have. We stress this all the time. The stuff that we do, people like Sweet Buzz, Gold Rush, they make it happen along with all of the people when you see the banners at our tournament. So make a mental note. If you need any of those services, please support the people that support 16-inch softball. So now we get to the Class B. And it was a big day for you, even though Oboes didn't go as far as you would have liked. They named the trophy and the MVP after you, Jerry Brown. And we got a nice picture up there on the screen of Jerry Brown. We did a little pre-game interview with them. We're doing a little post-tournament interview. How did it feel? It looked like you were getting, I wouldn't say choked up, but you certainly appreciated the gesture.
Oh, I was really happy that Francisco would take time out to acknowledge me. The SSA has been very nice to me, and it was just a great honor. I had a great time with the B, and everything was peaceful, with the exception of that first pitch, which I hope you did see.
Well, it was recorded, and I think you were telling me you thought the umpire squeezed you a little bit.
Oh, he was terrible. The umpire squeezed me. The wind took the ball all the way over to the left batter's box. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong. So don't blame me. I need a do-over.
At least it went the required distance, so you got that going for you. But I thought it was a nice gesture by Francisco. Francisco sometimes, people look at him, they might think he's a little hard because he's a strict rule guy, but deep down inside, he's very appreciative of people within his sphere who have helped him or who have done things for the game, and I think that's why he wanted to recognize you a little bit. So I thought that was really a sweet thing that he did for you.
Yeah, again, I want to thank him. I can say I didn't win the tournament, but I'm part of it in history.
There you go. So let's go to the slide, and we got a nice picture here. Of course, Funk won the Class B Playing for Peace National Championship tournament, and it was a very tight game over Bullies. Bullies tried to come back late, just didn't have enough to get over the hump, and no if game, they went clean, and Funk played really well, and they got a couple of good-looking young players on that team, including Nicky Marchese's son, Nicky Jr., and he looks like he might be a real good player moving forward.
Yeah, he comes from great genes, and the Funk team, they had a lot of tall players too, but it was like a basketball team. And I would congratulate Funk. I would congratulate also the second place finishers, Bullies, and also the third place finisher from Washington Park, Born Divine. Each of those teams were excellent, and once again, congratulations to Funk.
Yeah, and we do have a picture up on the screen now of Bullies. And going into the tournament, I thought Bullies was due to have a good weekend.
Yeah.
Because I saw them in the Intentional Sports League that Los Borrachos, Steve Rodriguez ran over the winter. And I thought that they were, struggling a little bit this year, but they kind of put it together and they were just a little bit short.
Well, you know what, Bullies has always been a quality team, and like you said, it only takes one tournament. To get everything clicking, and they fell a little short, but they surely have nothing to be ashamed of. And they have some awesome fans out there. 'Cause I was sitting next to the ladies and the kids, and they're all behind their squad, and Bullies represent themselves very well.
Yeah, it's a nice group. Edwin does a great job with that team. He keeps them together. They're very close-knit. And, I can't wait. Both of these teams are planning on coming to Carroll Stream.
Oh, wow.
And, we gave 6 paid entries out. And I apologize. I can't remember who finished tied for 5th, but it's my understanding that they're all going to come. So that's always a good thing. That's why we give those paid entries out to the top 6. We want to encourage people to play softball, to try their hand at moving up a little bit, to see where they're at and what they need to do. So now we'll go and we'll show you a picture of Born Divine. And they might have the best uniforms in softball. And every time I see them, they got some crazy looking patterns and everything else.
Slick. That's the best way of describing those uniforms, and very creative and electric, as I would say.
Yeah, and they're a very high energy team. They really get into their ball games, and they fought tooth and nail all day. And I thought they had a pretty good tournament. I thought they represented themselves well, and they got after it pretty hard.
They lost their second game, and to lose their second game, I think that was Thursday night, to come all the way back from the loser's bracket and to get close almost to the championship was a pretty good task.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we're going to show you the 4th place finishers, which were the Goons.
Oh, wow.
And I know there were some people thought that the Goons might have been a favorite going in, and they did have a really solid weekend. And they lost a tough game when they got eliminated. And I thought they played very well, as just like the other top 3 teams did. And that's a team worth watching a little bit, and we'll see if they make any noise out at Carroll Stream.
Yeah, the Goons are very impressive, and what impressed me most about the Goons was the fact they only had 10 or 11 players, and those guys ran out and kept going and kept going and kept going. And I think the game with Born Divine, the center fielder got banged up a little bit, and that probably threw them off a little bit. But once again, they had a great showing.
Yeah, they really did. And, that's the thing about tournament softball. When you show up with 10 or 11, and it's double elimination, and you lose anywhere early in the tournament, it really does put a lot of stress on the guys that are there. And, sometimes a guy gets tweaked up a little bit, and when you don't have anybody else to go to, it does affect you. So now we're going to go to the MVP, which was Chris Aylward. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Chris. And again, we interviewed Chris right after the game. You can see that if you want to go back and watch the championship video. Chris, a man of few words, but he had a terrific tournament playing first base. A lot of big hits for Funk. and was just real solid over there, and represents Funk in a good way, I think.
Yeah, Chris is a guy of few words because his bat speaks for him loudly. And he swings the bat well. He plays a very good defensive first baseman and is really light on his feet. That's what I noticed about him at first.
Yeah, he's, but that whole Funk team, I mean, all of these teams, at this juncture of where they're at playing Class B ball, it's very rare when you find a group that isn't into it, doesn't enjoy it. And a lot of times when they get into these events, it's brand new to them. Mm-hmm. Funk has been in this event before with a lot of their guys, but it's fun to see. It's fun to see these young kids running around, and to a certain extent, they haven't been spoiled or corrupted yet.
Not yet. It's coming.
Not yet. Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming.
But right now they're all out there because they just love to play softball. And I think in mid-August when we go to Carroll Stream and they put the gloves on to play the game in a little different way, it's going to be crazy. I think it's going to be up for grabs, and there's going to be quite a few teams that are going to have a legit chance to win that Class A Glove National Championship. So we're looking forward to that. So once again, we'll show you the slide. We'll remind you, support the people that support 16-inch softball. It's how we get to do things, and keep that in mind. So let's wrap this up, and we're gonna head out the door here. Maybe a little shorter show than we normally do, but a lot of good softball still to come this year on the SSA. Me and Jerry are going to be back, so we got Class A coming up. We'd like to thank Mike for coming out, hustling all the way down here from Elk Grove Village to be on the show today. And tell you what, George, let's run that clip of the home run one more time. Let me get it set up here first, and we'll go out the door showing you Popcorn's walk-off home run one more time.
Popcorn goes hard, and he beats Sanchez in right. Popcorn is grinding. Here he comes, Bobble. Popcorn are gonna send it. Walk-off home run for the title. Popcorn beats Sanchez for a walk-off bottom of the seventh home run.
So we had a little technical difficulty, folks. That'll happen once in a while, but you heard the call a second time, and as George Bliss would say, play softball. It's the greatest game ever. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Thank you.